he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Hey guys, it's Franky. Welcome to the Think Tank. So I've had an interesting morning. I tried to do this as a recording, and it was gonna be like 2 days worth of downloading in the Rockies. So I stopped doing that, and then I just started a live, and I got into it. It was about 15 minutes, and someone was kind enough to tell me that my volume was off. So this is effort number 3. If it doesn't work out, maybe later. So yeah, Lori Vallow. What the hell? Oh, I've been streaming the Letitia Stouch case. So sadly, I haven't been able to do some of the other cases that I watch, and Lori is one of them. So I thought maybe we could all update together. I thought maybe we'd start with Alex. Yeah, him. Oh, wow. So her brother Alex told his new wife, that he thinks that he was going to be their fall guy. So he said this the night before he passed away. This is Alex Cox. So the night before Alex died, he told his new wife that he had a feeling that, or she had a feeling that her new husband of less than 2 weeks was keeping something from her. So her Zulema Pastanez, I don't know if I'm saying that properly. Let's just make sure everything's on here. Oh, yeah, I do that. Like, check. Can't believe I did that, but I did. Okay, so she met Lori's, Zulema met Lori in the fall of 2018, and then she ended up getting married to her brother on December 12th. Nope, let's see here. Became engaged on November 7th, 2019, and were married on December 1st of that year. And then just about 2 weeks after that, on December 12th, is when they say that Alex passed away from natural causes. So Lori is now with Chad Daybell, and what a mess of the world they made. So the day before, we know that at about 7:30 p.m., she came home from work about 7:30 p.m., found him on the phone with Lori and Chad, who are telling Cox that the body of Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell, was going to be exhumed. So this might have something to do with the fall guy? I don't know. So I was very confused, she said, about the reason why they would be exhuming her body, because she was supposedly had passed away of natural causes. So she said that she did ask Alec and asked him if he had anything to do with this. And he said no. Well, yeah. So she said that she kept trying to talk to him and that he was quiet and unresponsive. He said, I think I'm going to be their fall guy. And then she asked for what? What have you done that you would be the fall guy? I kept pressuring him because he wasn't answering her. And then he passed away the following day. October 19th, 2019, Chad Daybell reported that his 49-year-old wife, Tammy, had gone to bed with a cough and a fever, and that she did not wake up the next day. 2 weeks after that, he married Lori in Hawaii. Wow. So they did exhume Tammy's body on, did they give a date here? So they got married on November 5th, and let's see here. Earlier in the trial, Fremont County Prosecuting Attorney Lindsay Blake revealed that after Tammy was exhumed, her cause of death was ruled asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. So a medical examiner ruled in May 2020 that Alex Cox's cause of death was bilateral pulmonary thromboemboly. Okay. And said that the manner of death was natural. It's just so bizarre, right? Like it's a little bizarre. So we know that Lori is in the Hooskow for unallying Joshua J.J. Vallow, who was 7, and Tylee Ryan, 16. And then they're saying that she conspired with Chad to unalive his wife, Tammy. Cox has always been a central figure in the investigation into what happened to Lori's children, who were last seen in September of 2019. In June 2020, the remains of Tylee and JJ were found on Chad Daybell's Idaho property. Tylee had been dismembered and burned, and JJ was wrapped in plastic and bound with duct tape. What the hell did they do to these kids? Oh my word. Well, hello, Dandy. I am, yeah, domestic duties. How are you doing? I was just saying, I tried to do this video, but it wouldn't be done till probably tomorrow night somehow. So I thought I'll just do a fast video and kind of update everybody on the zoo that is Lori Vallow's life. It's a horror show. Shite show. So Alex Cox's phone records allegedly placed him on the property on 2 dates that aligned with the last time the 2 children were seen. On July 11th, 2019, Alex Cox shot and killed Lori's 4th husband, Charles Vallow, who was 62, and then he claimed self-defense and had never been charged for this. But now Lori is charged in connection with his death. She has pled not guilty, to all charges against her. So this is her husband that was killed by Lori's brother, Alex. And I mean, this poor man, he had gone to the cops telling them that she was like flipping out. And I think they just, pretty girl, good Lord, Martha. Horrible, horrible. And it sounds like Tylee was there. I don't know if she left by the time of the shooting, but there was a baseball bat that was involved in this. And I think when it started getting flung, I think that's probably when Lori took her out. So we know that the trial is still continuing. And in March, it was ruled that Lori, who spent time in a psychiatric treatment facility before being deemed fit for trial, would not face the DP in the slayings, but she does face life in prison if convicted. Okay, so the psychiatric facility, now that she has, how are they putting it, deemed fit for trial, she won't be able to say much about, as far as the insanity defense goes. I think she may have just, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is this going to interfere with that? If that ends up being what one of the things are put on the table? So Chad is also charged in connection with JJ Tylee and his wife and has pled not guilty. But DP is an option with him. They are going to be tried separately. So I am going to put this number out just because it should be out there. If you suspect child abuse, you can call Child Help, National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD or 1-800-422-4453, or you can go to www.childhelp.org. All calls are free and confidential, and the hotline is open 24/7 and an impressive 170 languages. My dog's having a nightmare. Poor thing. Well, hello, Moose. Good to see you. I would say you're right. She is a Black Widow type. And, there's even some more that I want to look into, like her sister. It's a little bit off. And somebody said something about her first husband. So I'm going to do a little bit of digging on this. But yeah, craziness, this woman and her world. And I'm not saying that in it's like, yeah, well, it is, but I'm not the one to say that she was unbalanced when this happened. I'm not any kind of expert. And as far as I can tell, she was fine. But as far as that goes, she's messed up woman in the brain. Like, she, I think, is very narcissistic, doesn't really give two shits. Like, how did she go about leaving her kids, going to a total different state? Like, you even had to, like, there's a big ocean between her and where those kids were. How was she able to function? And we see the videos of them walking around in Hawaii, and she looks so indignant. It's like, oh my word, I want to slap you. It's hard. Like, this one's a hard one. It touches the mama bear bone, doesn't it? Okay, so we do know, and this is what I've been looking at this morning, the transcripts of Lori and Melanie Gibb. So she did go on the stand, and she did give them, well, they've got the audio. They have the audio of this conversation, and have had it pretty early, I do believe, because this one here, the police recorded with her permission. Okay, so she said, I'm not telling anybody where he is, meaning JJ, so I can keep him safe as possible. During this call, referring to 7-year-old JJ, and she did say she thought that he was probably with his grandmother, Kay Woodcock. Problem is, she is the lady that made the report. Oh, and then, yeah, they find an animal pet cemetery, and that's where one of the kids were. So they did play that call. And yeah, Melanie Gibb was asking about JJ pretty much through the entire conversation. And basically, Lori Vallow was just saying that, right here, she has done nothing wrong in this case. And she kept she kept saying to Melanie, I love you. I love you. Wow. So prosecutors are arguing that this was motivated by money, power, and sex, and her extreme religious beliefs shared with Daybell. The Doomsday Mom married him in Hawaii, 2019, 2 months after her children went missing. So do you guys think that they got married so that nobody would be able to talk? Or no, they couldn't? They could hide behind that? Unreal. Unreal. I have done nothing wrong. We both standing there, Jesus Christ, Vallow tells Gibb before abruptly hanging up. Look at that. Like, She does not have a care in the world, does she? Uh-oh, my dog. No, no, no. Vallow and Daybell believe people emit light or dark spirits and allegedly believed Vallow's daughter, 17 Kylie, and Tammy Daybell. I was trying to get them to stop before it starts. So, yeah, I don't know if money, power, and sex is what led to this, but it could have been used. Sorry, getting them bones. Okay, I'm back. I have to bribe them. I'm so bad. So, yeah. Melanie Gibb told the courtroom that she recorded the phone call out of concern for JJ. Okay. For some reason, I thought the police had tapped this one, but maybe not. Sometimes it's very hard with this case to keep things straight. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, so many different stories, so many different... Oh, hello, ladies. No soul. No self-reflection with what's going on. Didn't consider themselves a little wicked. Oh, it just blows me away. It's, oh my God. Like these kids. Okay, Gibb also testified that Vallow said Jesus appeared to her in a temple and she felt called to take the dark spirit out of Tammy Daybell. Well. Authorities have said JJ was found in a plastic bag on Chad Daybell's property. My tongue got wrapped up in itself. And Tylee was found dismembered and burned. Like, what the actual F? The couple shared same apocalyptic religious beliefs and believed that they had been married in past lives. They also believed that other people were light or dark souls and that the darkest souls could be considered zombies. So this jury allegedly does not know much about this case. Can you imagine hearing all this BS for the first time? I guess some people are saying some very shocked faces. Around the summer or the fall of 2019, Vallow referred to her own children as zombies. So yeah, unreal. I don't know. I've got to do some digging here because I do believe there's more in the past that we do not know. In my opinion, she makes me wonder. Okay, so Lori Vallow said that husband and kids were possessed. Damn. The trial of Lori Vallow continued on Friday as her former sister-in-law took the stand and offered descriptions of Vallow's cult-like beliefs and behaviors. So that's Zulema Pastanez, I think is how it's pronounced. She is the widow of Alex Cox. They were married something like 2 weeks, and he died in his sleep, allegedly. Vallow said her ex-husband, Charles Vallow, and her 2 children were possessed by demons. Lizzie, you're getting left out, friend. And, sorry. Yeah, Lori Vallow has been charged in all 3 of these deaths. She is currently on trial for the unaliving of her 2 children, Joshua JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. And they were both found on Chad Daybell's property. He's also facing charges. So she is not getting the death penalty, and it's still on the table. This case has garnered national attention, particularly because of the cult-like beliefs that Vallow and her husband held. Oh, my word. Like, what is that? I don't know. How can you get that far? Really? Really now? Oh. So the jury also found out on Friday and heard text messages and emails that indicated Lori was having an affair with Daybell before Charles died. Charles sent emails to both Daybell and his now deceased previous wife, Tammy, The text messages reveal Charles confronted Lori about the affair some 2 weeks before his death, and he was shot and killed by Alex Cox. And then Alex died of natural causes. Oh my word. And yeah, Charles is saying, you accused me of infidelity, but it was her that was having the affair. The fact that you will continue to go to the temple after all you've done shocks me. There really is something wrong with you. You have to be exposed for what you are.
Very limited.
Let's listen to this. Okay.
All right, another important day, maybe more important than yesterday, or maybe even the day before, in the Doomsday Mom Lori Vallow murder trial. And here's why. Her former sister-in-law took the stand and gave a real terrible take on Vallow's bizarre, cultish behavior, the rituals and what they were about, and how just completely nuts in making her believe that her kids were.
So do we believe that her children were sacrificed? Is this why all this stuff happened to these two kids? Did they believe that they were demons or zombies and they were sacrificed? I need to know why they did this to these kids. One was wrapped in plastic, had dumped, from what I heard, don't take it as gospel, all the way around. Oh, it's sickening.
Possessed by evil spirits. Again, this is the key question. Does that jury say, I knew a mom couldn't kill her kids, she's just nuts, she's in this cult? Or do they take it a different way? And that may be what we saw today. How do we know? Our eyes and ears in the courtroom, podcaster Gigi McKelvey. She joins us.
I really like this lady. She's awesome. Gigi.
This is the key question. We laid it all out yesterday, that, you know, what they think of the cult and what it means could go to diminished capacity in their mind, or it could go to, this is a bad person who did bad things. What did you hear and what did you see in the reaction, Gigi?
Well, I mean, every day seems to get worse for Lori Vallow in this courtroom. Every witness brings something new and more devastating to her defense. The jurors, you know, at this point by late afternoon, I don't think they were super surprised anymore as much as yesterday. They're kind of getting acclimated to these weird beliefs. But at the same time, you think about it, they may think, yeah, she's got diminished capacity, but she made up such intricate lies every time she was confronted by police. When Charles was murdered.
See, that's the thing. That same thing with Letitia. They come up with all this BS and then they have to try and remember it.
JJ Tiley were missing, and she made up lies. If you're really that crazy, you say, yeah, we killed Charles's body, but he was possessed by a demon. Same with JJ and Tiley. I don't think they buy it.
So,
well
Counselor,
said.
on the legal side, let's look at this tactic and technical in terms of how the cult part plays with Vallow. And one weakness for her is, and I want your take on this, if you really are under the influence, then you do not hide that influence. And you say that they're demons, and you say that you have to save them, and you don't lie about where they are and what's going on. Your take.
Well, here we have to remember, in Idaho, there's no insanity defense. There's very limited mental illness defense. In fact, I'll tell you, I was a little surprised that she's not even really putting the blame on Chad or Alex Cox, her brother, who everyone believes is the actual killer of the children. What they seem to be doing is saying, listen, jury, prosecution threw a lot of theories out there about what role Lori Vallow Daybell may have had. Hold them to their burden. They say that she killed the kids. She said that she conspired to kill the kids. She aided and abetted. They don't know what she did. They're asking you to do it. Okay. Here's the thing I'll say. In very different contrast to the story we just covered about Bob Lee, where there's strong direct evidence, this is a case that's weaker for prosecutors. But what is the narrative that they're showing based on the circumstantial evidence? That based on these warped beliefs, when anyone got in their way, They mysteriously died right after. There's a common scheme pattern.
Boom.
There's Charles Vallow. There's, well, I'm not even going to say that Charles Vallow. There's the Tammy Daybell. There are the two kids. And I'll just throw this out there. Alex Cox is dead as well. There are no charges related to that, but it's just another eerie death. It's the story that they are creating that is telling this jury it doesn't make sense. It's not reasonable. We might not be able to show you a secret conversation between Lori and Chad that says they were going to kill the kids, but we're going to get as close as possible.
Okay, there we go. She is, can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? I don't want to do that again. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think she could be certifiable? I don't. I do not think she's certifiable. I think she's like evil and manipulative is what I think. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't like this whole camera thing. I'm not. Okay, back to the case. Oh my. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. So, cult mom trial hears Tammy Daybell caused the death. Tammy Daybell, cause of death and evil spirit plot. Yeah. So we've kind of been looking at this. Do we have? I don't know if let me look here before I do this. I would like to go through Melanie Gibb. Where is Melanie? Looking. I've got it. I've got it all in transcript, but I want to show it to you guys. Let's see. Let's see. You guys do know that they've got that Netflix docuseries on this. I actually haven't watched it yet, which is unusual. Okay. Tylee. As the trial of cult mom Lori Vallow Daybell gets underway, prosecutors have suggested motives, shown graphic photos, and described a complex plot which involves efforts to cast out evil spirits and in the triple murders which she is accused. Yeah. So Lori and Chad, they are both charged with multiple counts of conspiracy, unaliving, grand theft in connection with the deaths. And the pair have also been charged in connection with Tammy. And we know now that Lori has been charged with her husband, Charles. So this is what they're saying. Cult mom Lori Vallow used money, power, and sex to get what she wanted. Vallow 49, Chad 54 were charged together, but a judge made a decision to sever the cases, but both have pled not guilty. And JJ was Vallow's youngest son, her grandnephew, who she adopted with her fourth husband, Charles, that her husband killed, or her brother killed. And Tylee was the middle child. And she, oh my goodness, did she love JJ? My word. So Tylee was last seen alive on September 8th, 2019, just before her 17th birthday, at the entrance to Yellowstone National Park, along with Lori, JJ, and Lori's brother, Alex. There is a photo floating around of that. I've shown it a few times. I might even have it. So on November 26th, an alarm was raised by the grandparents, which is really interesting because when the cops started coming around a little bit more, she's like, oh no, Kay's got them. Kay has them. And well, it was Kay that set the alarm off that these kids were missing. So Lori never reported her two youngest children as missing. So Lori told police JJ was staying with a friend, Melanie Gibb, in Arizona. Melanie covered for the couple at their behest. However, she later confronted them, asking why she was asked to lie to the police, recording that conversation because she was suspicious. Good on her. Wow. So November 27th, a search warrant was obtained to enter. Oh my God, my tongue is all like wound up. Okay, Lori and Chad's Idaho townhouse. While they were absent, no signs of the children or their whereabouts were found. So in December, police formally announced JJ and Tylee as missing, saying their disappearance could be linked to the death of Chad Daybell's prior wife, Lori Vallow. Yeah, and Tammy. Good Lord, these guys are freaking monsters. Chad's home in Salem was searched. Cell phones, computers, and journals, documents, and medication were all recovered and sent to the FBI for analysis. And let's see. In June, after Vallow Daybell was arrested in Hawaii, they did a second search on the house and at Chad's home in Salem. It was during the search that authorities uncovered the human remains on the property a few days later. They were confirmed to be those of Tylee and JJ. Oh my. Police Detective Ray Hermosillo had testified during previous court proceedings, saying about how investigators discovered the remains and their condition. Oh, it was horrible. They actually showed the remains of oh my, what am I doing here in my head? Help me, Maxie. Help me. So why is my brain just stopping here for a second? It's bothering me, so I'm not going to leave it alone. Yeah. Oh my God, Gannon. Thank you. I mean, the case is important to me, and then my head just goes, yeah, no. Oh, yes. So we know that Tammy had died. Let's go back here. Tylee's body had been burned, according to the Fremont County prosecutor, Lindsay Brake, leaving behind only a massive bone and tissue, as well as some DNA on a pickaxe and shovel. JJ's hands and head had been bound in duct tape, with his body wrapped in garbage bags. We know that Tammy had died a few months earlier in October, and at first they thought that was natural causes, but they did, as we know, they did exhume her body and find out that she was asphyxiated. What the hell? Wife's dead, husband's dead, kids are dead, brother's dead. Oh my God. So she told the jurors that all three victims were killed because there were obstacles to Vallow Daybell's romantic and financial goals. Remember, the defendant will remove any obstacle in her way to get what she wants. And she wanted Chad Daybell, Blake said. Oh, my word. Jasmine, not today. That's disgusting. Defense attorney Jim Archibald presented jurors with a contrasting picture of Vallow Daybell. He described her as being kind and loving mother to her children, who happened to have a particular interest in religion and biblical prophecies involving the end of the world. Some people care less about biblical prophecies. Some people care a lot about it. Thankful in this country, we get to worship if we choose. Did she kill or did she assist? Or did she encourage or did she direct? They're not sure, he said. This is the thing. So after meeting Chad Daybell, Vallow Daybell reportedly became fixated on him and his doomsday cult teachings. Vallow Daybell was enthralled by the belief system and became increasingly fixated on the newfound purpose on Chad. The belief system on Chad's doomsday cult is a key aspect of the complicated case. Friends and family interviewed by police in relation to the deaths have described their belief system. Yeah, like their belief system makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, I'm not a religious girl. Excuse me, my dogs are going to eat my shoes. I mean, I don't go to church. I don't do all this stuff. But at the same time, I mean, there's certain ways a person lives. And what they were trying to do is not the way people live. It's Sunday. People are walking their dogs all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. Oh. Like Don McFly, open your eyes. Your mother was healthy. She shot at 10 days prior to her death. That's right. You're right, Mexi, 100%. Nothing odd about that. I'm surprised Elliot isn't more on top of this. Raises my eyebrow. They are questionable in so many different cases, but we are, take that. They are, we're getting some that are good, which is, we need to see that. We need to be able to see that Ellie doesn't just make mistakes. A police report said that the couple believed they were reincarnated and that Miss Vallow Daybell was, in fact, a goddess set to bring in the second coming of Christ. How do you get to that place in your brain? Blake pointed out that the beliefs veered toward the extreme to jurors. Yeah, oh my God, you guys, I'm so... I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God. Yeah, the second. Right. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Like, really? Thank you, Mexi. Oh my God. Yeah. So let's go back to trouble and trouble here. Oh my word. Each person was assigned a number to indicate how many times they had lived before, as well as whether they had made contact with God or Satan. They're just like, really? Teachings referred to people as light or dark with a gradient in between. It also references zombies, people who had died and their bodies had been possessed by evil spirits, according to the police report. So, yeah, they think that the person dies and then some entity jumps inside of that body. And that's what happened to like all of her family and started happening to Chad's family. The group would spend time praying and try to eradicate the zombies, and believed if they were successful, the possessed person would physically die, freeing their soul from limbo. Oh, that's so kind of them. Wow. Blake said they eventually began teaching friends that once the evil spirits were strong enough, people became a zombie, and the only way to free them was to kill them. So you got to figure people probably were getting a little bit nervous for the kids when she started calling them both zombies. Another belief of the group was once a person became exalted, they could no longer be held responsible for their actions on Earth. According to the report, friends of Vallow Daybell told investigators because Lori was already exalted, she would often slam her hand on the counter and state, "Doesn't count for me." Oh my God. Just a little love. Zombies. At least one friend told police Vallow Daybell called both those children zombies before they disappeared. J.J. Vallow's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, was the first witness to take the stand following opening arguments. When showed a picture of J.J., Madison County prosecutor Rob Wood, she broke down in tears. Oh, they're finally, like they have been waiting for some kind of justice, some kind of trial. Let her face her accusers. The other day, I think it was Friday. Was it Friday? Thursday or Friday? The morning they were showing very graphic pictures of the kids. And in the break, the lunch break, she told her lawyer she didn't want to go back in there because it was disturbing her. Well, the judge said no. But then she came in, and I don't know if they had given her some medication or what happened because she slept for about a half hour. So she only had contact with JJ 3 times after the father died in short FaceTime video calls. The last time happened a month before JJ was last seen alive. She said it was only about 35 seconds long. In it, she said JJ said, "Hi, Mama. Hi, Papa." His nicknames for his grandparents before saying, "Gotta go, Mama. Gotta go. Bye, Papa." Yeah. Just amazing what people can get in their heads. Well, that's a pretty good question. I would have no clue. Just what the hell. It's perplexing if Elliot investigated property that still might be there. We'll never know. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are so right. Let's take a look over here now. Zombies. I am trying to find. There we are. Melanie Gibb, former close friend, recalled when Vallow Daybell told her she thought the kids were zombies. Gibb testified that it was Chad Daybell who first told Vallow Daybell, then Gibb, that they believe Vallow Daybell's oldest daughter, Tylee Ryan, became a zombie when she was 12 or 13 years old. But they discovered this when she was 16. So East Idaho News, I'm pretty sure I've got them in my description. Check them out. I would say out of everybody, they are probably the best informed. He has followed this forever. In and out, he knows it. So that's, yeah. What would you say? A shout out to East Idaho News. Let's see here. Gibb testified that it was 12 or 13. Idaho News. Gibbs commented. Comments came after Vallow Daybell's defense team asked District Judge Stephen Boyce to strike Gibbs' earlier testimony to prosecutors citing the defense didn't have any new testimony. So Gibb is considered a key witness in the trial. that has already heard tearful testimony from Kay Woodcock, J.J. Vallow's grandmother, and a gruesome description of finding the kids. The deaths have drawn widespread scrutiny, speculation, and sensationalism that spawned from, there is a Netflix docuseries. You should check it out. So Vallow Daybell and her husband are accused of killing Chad Daybell's previous wife Tammy, and then her husband Charles, possibly Alex, and two kids in a very short time. People were light had signed contracts with the Savior, and those that were dark signed contracts with Satan. So Gibb testified that Vallow Daybell told her Chad Daybell believed in January 2019 that Charles Vallows had been taken over by an evil spirit, and oh my dog, the Vallow Daybell believed him. You see, like, what the hell? People get in your way, and oh God, they don't agree with us. You're evil. Bye. How does that work? It doesn't. Gibb then described castings, a prayer that was used to cast evil spirits out of someone. I'm looking for with her. Her testimony was great. I'm kind of hoping that I can find. No, I thought maybe they'd have the transcript. I've got it. It's about 20 pages long. So yeah, she was shocked and perplexed after the kids were called dark. Wasn't sure what in the world to do. So she did tell police she didn't have JJ and that she had not seen him. You know, in that conversation, she does say, like, how could you do this to me if you loved me? Like, you knew I did not have these kids. Evil, evil, evil. So I've got one more, I think, and then I've got, like I said, I've got about 20 pages of that transcript. I don't know if I'll find it on here. And I'll think about it and see if we'll go through it here or if I'll go through another video. Former sister-in-law took the stand and talked about her cult-like beliefs and behavior. Currently on trial for the kids. Had that affair. We talked about Gigi. So I did not find the transcript for that on here. A lot of drawings. What do you guys think of all this drawing that's going on? It's very old school, is it not? So anyone that seems to bother them even a little bit is now considered dark. So I wonder how she's doing in the prison, because I don't know that there's a lot of bright, shiny people there. Just gonna take a peek. Zombies, like, what gets you there? What gets you there? I can't figure it out. Like, where? I mean, zombies? Okay. Cult mom told her friend her husband needed to die to prepare for the second coming. 3 hours ago. Let's see. Come on. Maybe we will take a peek at this. Holy shit.
West. The store run against the clock.
Takes a stand today. It's been more than 3 years since the so-called doomsday mom has seen her former best friend who testified today.
Yeah, the former Arizonan is accused of murdering her 2 kids who were found dead in eastern Idaho. Fox 10 investigator joins us, Justin Lummy joins us now with what we've learned through some disturbing testimony today. Justin.
Hey, John, Christina, dark spirits, zombies, and casting out evil. Some bizarre terminology we have had to hear constantly throughout today. Lori Vallow came face to face with her old friend Melanie Gibb, someone we expected to hear from at some point, and we did today. Melanie told the court how the 2 women met at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Gilbert in October of 2018. Shortly after, Melanie introduced Lori to Chad Daybell at a Doomsday Prepper conference in St. George, Utah. That's when Melanie says things changed as Lori and Chad started an affair and shared similar beliefs about a special mission on Earth to lead the 144,000 into the New Jerusalem when the world ended. Melanie told the prosecution how she saw a pattern of Lori identifying people as zombies if they challenged her. For example, her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. She revealed that Lori believed her kids JJ and Tylee had become zombies at least several months before their bodies were found on the Daybell property. We even heard a recorded phone call of Melanie confronting Lori about JJ Vallow's well-being. And a surprise witness not many expected this afternoon, Chandler Police Detective Nate Duncan, who investigated the murder of Charles Vallow. He detailed how Lori's brother Alex claimed self-defense in the shooting and how lack of blood on the ground indicated that Alex lied about doing CPR in July of 2019. The last 15 minutes in court became very eerie as we listened to new audio of Daybell giving an emotional, patriarchal blessing for Alex with Lori in the background months after the fatal shooting. You could hear Chad cry as he said, quote, "You'll be a powerful servant," and called Alex a true warrior in late November of 2019. Well, Alex died just weeks later in December. The cause of death was listed as natural. We spoke to another ex-wife of Charles Vallow who has been in court all week with their 2 sons. Here's what she had to say about the chilling audio.
When Chad said, "You've helped us in so many ways," that just stood out to me. It seems almost like they were giving him his last rites because he was dead within 2 weeks of that blessing.
Now, why was Chandler Police here taking the stand? Well, the state of Idaho argues that under Idaho Rule 404B, evidence may be admissible for another purpose, such as providing a motive, proving a motive, and prosecutors can do that with good cause shown. The prosecution essentially laying the groundwork for the jury to see why they believe Lori conspired with Daybell and her late brother Alex to kill multiple people, including her own children. Christina?
Yeah, Justin, toward the end of the day today in court, some more evidence was brought forward as well, right? So now the defense team, they're kind of preparing and they want to look this over. There was a PowerPoint presentation and some additional things, right?
Yeah, this was a curveball in the courtroom, I believe. Remember, the Chandler case against Lori Vallow, that hasn't even been prosecuted yet in Maricopa County. She was indicted of June of 2021. As we wait for these Idaho proceedings, Chandler has really laid out a lot of evidence with a 1,500-page police report. They have interviews, they have all kinds of evidence, and a PowerPoint presentation, like you said, ready to go, and text from Charles Vallow taking that cell phone data. So right now the defense is saying, hey, can we wait a minute and review some of this? We were not totally ready for all of this. So we did some direct examination. We witnessed some direct examination from the lead prosecutor for the state of Idaho. She really took it to them all day. And tomorrow we will see if we hear more of this evidence from Chandler Police as Detective Duncan may return to the stand.
Okay, we'll see if they pick up there tomorrow morning. Justin, thank you. A lot to unpack in this case. So much going.
Yep, so much going on. Okay, am I back? I'm back. Oh, let's see if we can get through this without her yelling away at anybody else. Okay, we know about the charges. Last time they were seen alive. Pled not guilty. We know that Zulema talked about castings and driving out demons, dark spirits, including late husband Charles. So we're still, I don't know, Alex Cox. She also told court how Ms. Vallow said her husband being killed by her brother Alex Cox was a necessary step to bring out the second coming. Unflippin' real. So Lori Vallow's chilling response to a question about her missing daughter. Cult mom told her friend the husband needed to die to prepare for second coming. Lori Vallow confronted by best friend about JJ's lies and relationship with Chad Daybell. Shocked court. Here's how JJ was found buried in red pajamas. Lori Vallow's trial. Here's jailhouse call from Chad Daybell. And Lori Vallow trial. Here's how Chad Daybell, first wife Tammy, was unalived. Damn. Damn. Unreal. So I find this one interesting too. This is that conversation that they had while the cops were searching the property. There we go. So they're doing this, and he was talking to Lori, he said he was not nervous, but I don't know, he sounded a little uncomfortable to me. And then all of a sudden, the guy decides he's going to bolt. So that's what he does. They ended up catching him and putting him in the hoosegow, but what the hell? What the hell? I mean, look at that. How disgusting. Okay, so he talked to her about an hour before the remains were found. So they figure this is probably the last picture that we've got of JJ, and those are the pajamas he was found in. Yeah. Cult mom Lori Vallow suddenly left the room where she is standing trial for the murders of her daughter and son after the court heard graphic details about how the children's remains were recovered in a pet cemetery. So what happened? They meted her up and sent her back for the afternoon. And she basically responded by having a nap. So, do you guys, let me see. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. Don't want to. Might as well get it all in today. There's okay, I don't know if I can take that audio clip, so I'm not going to. Just want to see how much is in here. Okay. I just wanted to see. East Idaho News has got some audio, so you might want to check that out. I'm not going to stream it. That's their content. So what do you guys think? Okay, let me catch up to you guys. Yeah. To what you were saying earlier, if Ellie would have listened to Charles when he asked for the help. A lot of people, including his kids, would still be here. Damn straight. I mean, they dropped the ball. The ball got dropped. Oh, there we go. The ball got dropped and people paid with their lives. Do you know what? No. I have not seen anything yet, just what I've put out. Okay, so what about the attempted of Loris niece's ex-husband? Oh, are you okay? I think I know the guy you're talking about. I have not done much with him. Yeah, I hear you there, Dandy. So I heard something disturbing about CODs the other day, Dandy. Do you know where that information is, Mexi? Just curious. Okay, let's just okay, News Nation is in the description. Check them out. Gigi. Love Gigi.
Running a business comes with pressure.
How long is this guy going to talk? Come on. Oh, 6 seconds. Not too bad.
And she talked about the same pattern that Melanie Gibb talked about yesterday. When it comes to Lori and Chad, if somebody became, difficult or obstinate or didn't let them get what they wanted, they would magically become possessed by a demon and then magically they would be dead. So here's Zulema on the stand. We can hear her, so let's listen in.
So then Lori said that Ned had been removed, but this time there was even a more powerful demon that had come and possessed Charles.
So she had told you prior to the move to Rexburg that JJ2 was being attacked by demons.
Correct.
Okay. What did she say about whether Tylee was being attacked by demons or evil spirits?
Right before she moved to Rexburg, she said that Tylee had been possessed by evil spirit or a demon, and she called it Hillary. Lori told me.
This woman, I tell you what, not Zulema. Oh, like what the hell was wrong with these two? Is it two people that are totally evil got together and it just made like this great big awful thing? Or is there one a manipulator and the other one kind of like a follower? I've discussed this. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I've discussed this with a few people, and most are of the thought that it was probably her that was manipulating him.
That Tammy had been possessed by a demon, and that it was no longer her, kind of like the same thing that she had said about Charles, and that she needed my help casting out from her.
Casting out, which means get rid of the evil spirit. I guess that's how they figure it. So, Lauren, were the jurors...
And we know that the only way that she says they can eliminate that evil spirit is by killing the body. Oh, my God.
Like rolling their eyes? Were they shocked? Like, how did they react to this stuff?
Honestly, I think one of them, they look confused. I think they were really processing what they were hearing. Of course, they had yesterday. That was also a bizarre day. And so I think day 2, they're like, oh, new witness. And she's telling us some of the same stuff and crazier stuff. So I think they were processing it. They look confused. As Gigi said, they were taking notes. And with these castings, you know, Zulema was also talking about what was happening at the castings. And they actually showed photos from these castings with Zulema and her friends. They were all the same women here, this sort of inner circle of girlfriends. And it was bizarre. They weren't showing the actual casting, but here is us taking our smiling selfie after the casting. No, here's us doing a Charlie's Angel pose, smiling for the camera at these castings. The whole thing was strange beginning to end.
Nutty. Yeah, totally nutty. So I'll tell you what, Gigi, I want to play this other piece of sound where Zulema maybe started to get with the program a little bit and was starting to ask questions about the missing kids. You know, JJ and Tylee hadn't been seen. Lots of questions are being asked. So she finally...
So finally, people are starting to notice that these kids have been missing for some time. I mean, at first, I think they believed that they were hidden. And then I do believe after a while, they started to really realize that something horrific had happened.
Says to her friend Lori and her husband, Lori's brother, Alex, what is up with the kids? And this is how she described it. Let's listen.
When you visited, did you see Tylee at all?
No.
Okay. Did you ask where Tylee was?
Yes.
And what did Lori tell you about where Tylee was?
She said she had to be free.
When she said who is she?
Tylee.
Okay. And who said this to you? Is that what Lori said, that Tylee had to be free?
Correct.
Okay. Did she say where she was staying, where Tylee was actually staying?
When I tried to ask her what she meant by that, she lifted her hand and put it up to my face and said, "Don't ask."
Oh my God.
Did you turn to Alex, who you were married to at this time, and ask him about it?
I did.
What did he say?
He was very quiet, not himself, not his usual self. I asked him, how can Kay be looking for JJ when JJ is supposed to be with her? How can the person that's taking care of him be looking for him? And
what did he say to you?
He said, I know.
Yeah, but he didn't say a whole lot more than that. Gigi, I have to remind everybody watching right now that Kay and Larry, the grandparents, you know, are having to digest all of this. Were they both in court? Did they both hear this? And how have they been reacting to this stuff?
They've both been in court. They were there today. Kay was very interested in this testimony. It's like you say, it's kind of a mystery what she has to say. And yeah, so they've had a couple of rows every day, pretty much full of Vallow family members. So yeah, they were hanging on every word of this.
So yeah, nobody has been there for Lori from what I hear. And for the kids, for the 2 kids, JJ and Tylee, they have, their side is full. Okay. So we do know that she was deemed mentally fit, which means it probably take that some of these charges possibly off the table. Yeah, so this is something I thought was kind of interesting too. Charles had a $1 million life insurance policy, and she thought she was going to get that money. Lori literally figured she was going to get that money. But Charles was smart. He changed his beneficiary to his sister, Kay Woodcock, which is JJ's grandma. So, epic fail. Those poor grandparents. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Nuts Hut. I like that. Nut Huts. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. Yeah, this is just a sad one, isn't it? It's just these poor kids. So I'm going to spend some time. I've written down some names. There's a couple people I kind of want to check out, so I might do that next. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are always so awesome. I'm going to try and I've been going here for about an hour, and I know people really lose interest when it gets too long. So I'm going to stop for now. And as you know, I'll keep giving updates. I want to look into the West Boys too, and maybe do something for them. So enjoy your Sunday. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.